Well, howdy, howdy, howdy. Dearly senior citizen here. Greetings, boys, girls, and all of our non-binary friends, and welcome to this, a brand new day. And remember, no matter who you are valid. Thumbs up for that. Yay! A couple things I wanted to talk about. Some of them kind of maybe important-ish, some of them just really mild and simple. One of them has me actually filled with emotion. I had tears in my eyes as I was out walking. Which, I'm going to start off with that then. I have changed in that the first thing I do, of course, is I get up out of bed, I sponge bathe, taught from here on down, hitting all my trouble spots with washcloths, so I am nice and fresh and clean since I can't shower daily. I do the very best thing, and I am clean and scrubbed by the time I walk out, and that's a very good thing. But I do walk out, and the first thing I'm doing is going out for a walk. Sometimes just like a mile and a half, like to Walmart and back. Sometimes down onto the trail, and then back up to the circuit that I come around. So it's about 4.5, 5 miles. So I've incorporated that into my routine. And then I come back here, relax, eat, to think about what I'm going to do, and then start getting ready to record. And that's a good thing. I do like that change in routine. My PVC, premature ventricular contractions, have been happening just before I started to record and continuing to happen now. So it's a wonderful feeling. Which I might as well mention with microplastics. Since microplastics are in all of our bodies now, in every single one of our bodies, we have microplastics, and there's a problem with that. I can't remember if I've talked about this part before. One of the problems with smoking, with all of the heavy metals in them, is they are literal shards in your bloodstream when you smoke, and these shards get caught in the sides of your blood vessels. And what our bodies do is encapsulates things. If it's a trouble, and a block of heavy metal in your body is a trouble, it encapsulates it. But now your blood vessel is narrower because of that buildup of material to keep that chunk of heavy metal encapsulated. And if that happens again, because now it's narrowed, so the chances of something getting caught in it are increased. And then it gets encapsulated. And now your blood vessel's narrower. Then the next thing you know, it's cut off. And that's what happens with smoking, why you have heart attacks and strokes and all that, and you have problems with circulation in the rest of your body. Guess what microplastics do when they get into your bloodstream? Why, they get caught in the sides of your blood vessels. And then our bodies encapsulate them. And then your blood vessel gets narrower. And another chunk of microplastic in your blood vessel is more likely now to get caught on that, further narrowing the blood vessel. And there's no way to avoid this threat. With just about every other threat, the dangers of smoking, stop smoking, the dangers fall. Just about every other thing that's out there health-wise, if you make any sort of positive change, the effect is fast and good. And there's nothing you can do about the microplastics. If you have a stroke tomorrow because of microplastics, tough. Big deal. Nothing you can do. Nothing you can do. Nothing. It's in the water you eat, the food you drink. Yay! But on that great threat note, one thing I did want to also talk about is because I have a lot of fantasy type games that are combat oriented. And then there's that one strategy game, Age of Galaxy, which I'm still unsure about. I wanted to get, and I'm terrible at showing off the stuff that I got there. I mean, I am terrible at it. One of the things that I have is, this is based on, oh my god, I cannot remember even the name of the the ethnic area that this is from. It's like Norway or Nordic area, some Nordic country. Oh my God. But it's about a badger named Wachter, or maybe it's a badger. And in fact, they even give you a little wooden badger meeple for the game. But you're trying to escape the devil, Rambley chasing you through the forest. And that, Skoventyr, it means basically, translation, forest adventure. But it's about this badger running through the forest, gathering allies and trying to escape the clutches of the devil. And it's all based on, you know, mythology and stuff, and then gamified for the game. And that's, as much as it's, you know, still scary, you know, if he gets caught by the devil, that's it. But, you know, it's not going to be graphic and violent like getting hacked to death with a sword in one of the fantasy games. So, it's the board itself is just 5 cards that you, well, I don't know how many cards, I think it's 5, but it could be 8, set down, and then you're moving around them and gathering allies and doing such. So it's cute. Just to show that I don't only get scary stuff and, you know, the Warhammer 40k or any, you know, traveling through dungeons and fighting monsters. It's not all like that. Sometimes you're a badger running from the devil. Yay! There was some other stuff, but now I can't remember what it was over here. So I'm gonna go on to the big thing and talk about the thing that made me cry. And has. I have only seen reaction videos, but you can get the game too, because Chapter 1, which the guy spent a full year on, is free on Steam. I've been following a fellow on YouTube called Unique Geese ever since the first game, Garden of Banban by the Euphoric Brothers, I can't even remember their name, came out. And then this fellow knew nothing about game design, knew nothing about making games, knew nothing about anything, said, you know what? I'm going to remake that game in a week. And in 1 week, his deadline from starting to ending, he taught himself how to use all the modeling software, the design software, the level making software, made all of the assets, and made the game. And it was incredible. Absolutely incredible. They spent the last year working on, oh my god, I can't remember the name of it, but Indigo Park. And there are some people, there's one person who said it's depressing and awful, so I'm going to have to unsubscribe from that person. He didn't call it depressing and awful, he just said it wasn't good. Whereas every other person that I have watched has explained why this is one of the best damn mascot horror games that has been made in a very long time. But I'm one of those people that has absolutely fallen in love with the real main character of the game. Unique Geese, having spent a year to make the game and come up with characters, because it's mascot horror with animatronics. But if you have played the game, you know what I'm talking about, and if you haven't, I want to explain and talk about, because I haven't seen Unique Geese talk about some of these things. Maybe these questions have been answered. But the attention to detail, it being mascot horror, when you show up at this place, the main character that you're coming across is Rambley Raccoon. And Rambley Raccoon as a mascot is just absolutely adorable. They stuck the landing perfectly with this character. Looks just absolutely adorable. The animation is absolutely adorable. The voice actor did a wonderful job on this. It's spot on all the way through. But again, the attention to detail. Because when you show up, a computer screen turns on and there's Rambley talking. And Rambley's bouncing around on the screen, but occasionally shows that, yeah, they are in some sort of AI thing. Like when they say, hey, you're the first person that's been here since, and then it kind of glitches out, folds down, and gives the full number, which is like almost 3,000 days, full amount, and then comes back up into just Rambley Raccoon going, wow, that's a long time. They did such a good job with the attention to detail. At one point you have to sit down in a chair at a computer desk to finish the signing in thing. And one of the things that happens is the AI character says they want to get a good look at you, and they get up real close to the screen. So it's just the top of their head looking out over the top of the computer monitor. And the webcam light goes on. The computer was getting a good look at you through that. So it can scan your face. Now, as the game goes on, and this is backed up by something else though, as the game goes on, you get to see this character, Rambley, acting just as Rambley, while at the same time being Rambley Raccoon, also showing that they're not really present, nor having a full suite of senses for every place that you are. Because you're supposed to go through a door at one point, and Rambley is showing up on a screen saying, why haven't you gone through the door? The door is open. And no, the door is shut. Which shows that Rambley, right now in this area, is not able to track by vision. And in fact, the only way Rambley figures this out is like, oh, the door is shut. I'm getting some error codes now from the door. So Rambley works with the system and is aware of the system completely. Which, as the thing goes on and you start seeing Rambley acting and being more, not human, but not showing that they're not just an automaton, not just a machine, not just a bot in the system. Oh my God, well now, the ADHD part, I gotta fight with this. Ah yes, here we are. Later on, with all of this, backed up with a music video that I'm gonna talk about here, I wonder, and here's the thing where I don't know if you Neat Geese has answered this one or not. And this is what shows how good something is when it sucks you in this much, because this doesn't exist. It's not real. Any headcanon I make up for it is just as valid as his headcanon, because it's all fictional. And yet, showing how a good idea, good writing, good acting, good design can draw you in, I wonder, does the character of Rambley Raccoon only realize themselves as the mascot character, or are they the AI system aware of the entire system that only communicates to us through the raccoon? It doesn't exist. It's completely fictional. But within the context and the framework given, I'm curious because I really like the character a lot. The comedic stuff in the game is good. At one point, you as your character are being chased by something horrific, and you're having to run towards this one door. And Rambley's up on a screen above it saying, oh, you're not supposed to come in here, authorized personnel only. And then his eyes just go, rah, as he realizes you're being chased by something terrible, and just goes, come in through the door quick, new personnel. So yeah, it works out well comedically, but at the same time, and here's spoilers for it, there's a character called Molly McCaw, and you are being chased by Molly McCaw at that point. But when you're in the room and Molly McCaw runs for you, to save you, Rambley slams the door shut and it decapitates Molly Macaw. And Molly Macaw, and to a lesser degree, a lion called Lloyd, and a sea monster called Finley, they're all friends of sorts. And he just had to decapitate his friend. You don't really see much of a reaction to that. But in the official, and I'm probably going to get emotional on this, in the official music video for this, Rambley Raccoon is shown as being a character outside of the AI system in the world and interacting as what's happening in the game. So Rambley, by this, doesn't really see themselves as the system, but something within the system. And I can already feel myself thickening up with the emotional part, because a lot of people caught this and were just made horrifically sad. Because in the game, he decapitates Molly Macaw. But in the official music video, he is showing himself instead defending the person who was running by being like a wizard and casting a light in Molly's eyes, which scared her away. Instead, instead of the reality of having to murder them. And again, just like I get emotional when I talk about some of the characters and situations of Fallout New Vegas, the sign of a good game, good writing, good characters, good design, again, is when you get this sucked in. But then I also think of the further parts and spend my time, going, gosh, if it's this, if it's that, if it's this, if it's that. So, but everyone does. Getting emotional is so much fun. Past that, I have just been out walking. I have been playing Fallout 3 and enjoying it still. I haven't done any of that this morning. I mean, I got up, got ready, headed out, got back, ate something, watched some video while I was doing that, and as soon as it was done, began recording. But yesterday I played Fallout 3, and I enjoyed, I didn't play, but I enjoyed the editing of Fallout, Fabled Lands. I hope people are watching and enjoying that, because it is a good game. Quite enjoyable. I mean, there is inevitable repetition. I think I spat everywhere. There is some inevitable repetition where you need to make a specific roll before something can continue. And if you fail it, you have to leave and then come back so that you can make the roll again to see if you're going to pass it. If you fail, then you come back. And if there are pre-planned characters there, you gotta have, there's that big old page of text of them effectively repeating the same thing every time. So that can get a little bit oldish, but at the same time, even when I was playing Fallout New Vegas Dead Money, which I'm still doing and still going to record for the channel, but as good as the writing is, as often as I died, I just blipped my way through the dialogue after the second time. And you end up doing the same thing on this kind of game. Location to location with text that you've read like 5 or 6 times because you're trying to make that one roll. So yay. I got thick saliva building up. Thumbs up for that. It's one of the, once again, the great parts of having dentures. Oh, and here, I have actually, on days like today, I am actually sounding more like I think I normally sound, because I have spent decades with my voice, well, no, this is pretty much it. My voice ramped up higher, and I had talked about before where I don't really know what my natural voice is, because starting like way back in 1989, I started ramping my voice up so that older people could hear me, because that's when I started working as a nurse's aide. And older people, me included, lower tones can be a problem. And my voice being lower, I wanted to be able to be heard by the people I was working with. So I cranked my voice up. You bring your voice up closer this direction, you tighten up here, it brings you up a register, and it makes you easier to hear with people who have hearing issues. My wife had radiation treatments for non-Hodgkin's lymphoma when she was a teenager. That damaged her hearing some, and she had issues hearing lower tones. So until 2014, I talked up here, and I kept my chest and throat tightened up so that I was in a higher register so she could hear me better. So by the time she was gone, and then years afterward, I had forgotten what my natural voice sounds like because I had spent decades not talking in my natural voice. These days, I'm relaxing more. I'm talking more down here where my voice actually is. And I'm speaking more like I think my voice might naturally be. I mean, even now I still have to fight because I'm still tightening cramp, trying to tighten up now that I'm aware of it because I'm talking about it. So yay, just thought I'd mention. And I'm amazed I am functioning as properly as I am now. I went to bed, oh good golly, Miss Molly, I think I had the lights off around midnight-ish or so. And then I woke up, I was ready for the day to start and looked at the clock, and I think maybe 15 minutes had passed. And then I was pretty much wide awake, so I did not sleep at all last night, really. Just laying in bed wishing I was sleeping. So the fact that I'm functioning at all is pretty good. I'm still going to be doing some recording of stuff because I want to show stuff off, and that's a good thing. Yay! I still wish, I mean, I can't remember if I've talked about this or not. When I say I wish I had like a stronger laptop, because my original computer died and this was given to me as a gift, a very gracious gift, the one I have, but it's years old and it struggles. I can't do gameplay recording and record like my voice or I can't use the webcam or microphone. If I'm recording a game like Fallout New Vegas and I try to just record audio, the audio cuts in and out as I'm talking, so it's almost impossible to hear me clearly at any point, and then it just flat out will not record through the webcam. So that's out that way. I can't remember why I was bringing this up, but I was bringing it up for some reason. Oh yeah, saying I need one just because of that alone. Because of the fact that Microsoft is ending all updates and service for Windows 10 next year. And then it's all Windows 11. So if you don't have a Windows 11 computer at that point, you don't dare go online anymore because you're not going to end up getting any more security updates on Windows 10. Now that may change because apparently Windows 11 adoption is like at 30% and Windows 10 adoption is at 70%. And the thing is, these are the latest ones because the adoption of Windows 10 has gone up while the adoption of 11 has gone down. So they may not just do end of service, but then they are a multi-trillion-dollar company. They may just say, you better roll with it. So if they continue with their plans, then I'm not going to have a choice. So looking forward to the future. Past that, I am still going to do some things I have to do. I need to go down to the hospital, talk to them about podiatry and such like that, because I was supposed to get calls, haven't, but with my service out here with the phone, I often don't even get the calls to show up. I sometimes have to walk a block or more away before I can get service. So yay. But I'm gonna do that little bit of walking to get stuff done, then do some walking later on just for my own. Try and do some recording, definitely get some game playing in, and that'll be a good thing. Definitely as well, I gotta see if I can get Wachter here away from Garmley Erig. Gotta get him away from the hands of the devil. If you are a Patreon patron, thumbs up and thank you. One of these days, just as a quick one, I need to drag out all the games that I have so I can show them to you. I mean, it's not a lot. It's just executive dysfunction, executive function / dysfunction issues combined with just plain not being able to remember anything because of my ADHD. I got some in my eye. That was special. If you're a Patreon patron, thumbs up and thank you. It is appreciated. You help me out to no end, and it is appreciated. It is good just to be a slightly hurting monkey instead of a badly hurting monkey. Thumbs up and thank you. Greatly, greatly appreciated. While I'm not going to be able to do a reading here because of all the stuff that I've got going and the energy that I need to keep up, you are appreciated. Thumbs up and thank you. Greatly, greatly appreciated. For everybody that leaves me a comment, that too is appreciated. I read as many as YouTube shows me. I thumbs up and heart as many as I can. I would like to answer more than I am physically able to, but I do read and appreciate them. Thumbs up, thank you. Thumbs up. Oh, I am such an eloquent speaker at times. Well, here, if you've watched this far, if you could type Skoventyr into the comments, that would be very cool. That would show me and the YouTube algorithm that indeed people do in fact watch these videos, and that would be cool too. So thumbs up and thank you. So until we meet again, you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, and that is indeed a very, very good thing. This isn't the only. I guess this one is supposed to be Garmley Erig. This is a big old wooden piece, so it's kind of cool. Again, I'm looking everywhere but at the camera. I gotta love that. Anyway though, you take care and I'll talk to you later.